Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us for the latest episode of the Gym Bros podcast with myself, Bryn,
Hello.
Josh.
Hello.
How are we doing today, guys?
I'm good. Good day, Josh.
Stop messing.
Fantastic.
Stop fiddling.
I always said I
Stop fiddling with your thing. Leave
my
it.
thing.
It'll fall off if you play with it too much.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what I've
never
been
tell
told.
you that.
Yeah, it's not true though.
So today's episode, we're going to talk about money.
Money. P. Wonga.
Dough.
Cash.
Any others?
Quids.
Ice Gem?
Pound.
Ice gem. Oh,
He hasn't got his mic.
He's got his mic today. We got it over here.
got to put a picture up for that. blur your face out. We'll put the thing.
So yeah, we're going to talk about money. Bread.
Bread.
Any others?
Fucking hell.
Finished?
What is it?
Wonga. You had that one.
Paper.
Paper.
Bills.
Bills.
It's fucking is, lad.
Change.
Shrapnel.
No, fucking hell, mate. What are you about?
Escaping the barrel.
I was
Fucking
gonna
pouch
say,
in his
what, you're about
pence.
60. Counting the sixpence out.
Fucking hell.
So anyway, what was it like when the Queen got coronated?
How would I fucking know?
He was there when the money was getting stamped 20.
He was at the mint 20 as they were changing it over. Fucking hell.
I wish. So yeah, we're going to talk about money, and like we'll talk about the cost of living crisis, about the way that people view money, spend money, about money management, that kind of thing. So, who wants to start?
Looks like it's your fucking topic.
It's your topic. It's my topic.
It's out. Well,
I like topics. You know the chocolate bar topic? They're sick, aren't
Do
they?
they still make them?
they don't make them, do they?
I don't fucking know. I'm just saying I like
Like
it.
Like
I
fruit
bought
and nuts and
time.
shit.
It's like
Is that-
chocolatey.
I don't know.
What's
He's got me hungry
It's
now.
got me hungry now.
Got me hungry.
Oh, it's
They
rubber.
were about 65p. Boom. There's your money.
I bet they're about 1995 now.
I know. Yeah, I think the main thing about money at the moment is, well, what affects me?
Yeah, go on.
Fuck
What
everyone
affects
else.
you?
What affects me?
What affects you with money at the
Fucking
moment?
food, man.
Okay.
How
Cost of
expensive
food.
is
Yeah.
food gone?
Yeah. fucking cheese.
Yeah, like, I grew this
What the
fucking
fuck are
potato.
you?
and-
Cheese.
Yeah.
That's another word for money.
Cheese. What fucking cows are making this fucking cheese?
Is it Lurpak?
£5 a fucking tub of butter?
What?
£5 Lurpak is.
Jesus.
Fucking
Gold flaking that shit.
I know. It's like, seriously?
Let's make your dick bigger or something.
Yeah, I think they really started taking the piss when they started making eggs more. Like, eggs has always been a cheap source of protein, and now
Cheese food source.
Yeah.
You
Now you're just
I bet
taking
you
the
shit
piss.
loads of eggs.
Now you're
I
just
think-
really taking the piss.
I think like obviously as if you probably wound back the time to when like we were younger, long time ago, you'd the rise. Obviously, everything does go up each year because of inflation and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
gradual. I think in the last 4 years, it's been very noticeable how
Yeah,
much things
yeah,
have gone up.
Yeah,
Like one day,
the rise in wages
Yeah.
has not been on par with the rise in the cost of living.
it's
or
just
the rise in
100%,
inflation.
like when if you're putting like 1 penny, 2 pennies, 50. Do you know what I mean? Like a little bit on each thing each year. That's fair enough. But with, like some things have been like 50p, 60p pounds on thing. You're like fucking like you really notice it.
I think you started, definitely for me, someone that's just like, I'll just fucking pay it, whatever. The food's food, do you know what I mean? So I'm still going to eat. But I think you start to notice when the price is the same, but less bags come through the front door. Do you know what I mean?
Products
like,
less.
I don't know, you make an order to fucking M&S or whatever, well, that's where I shop, but, well, yeah. Fucking,
Bougie
mate,
bastard.
some of that, well, not bougie, some of the things that M&S make are, like, on point. Do you know what I mean? They're, like, literally,
Let's have a
like,
chat after this.
yeah, I'll have a chat.
That's a recommendation.
No, I ain't going Waitrose. That's taking the piss.
I mean, it's still
But,
expensive.
yeah, it's worth it though. It's quality food, and
Okay.
some of it's
Yeah.
quality. Yeah. So anyway, like, there's some stuff that I order from like M&S. It's fucking. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is when M&S comes,
It's less
There's
shit.
not as much.
five bags was like, all right, how you doing, mate? Yeah, 5 bags, and then he'll pass me 2 bags now, and I'm like, you got any more? And he's like, no, that's it. And I'm like,
So they reckon that
fucking rob my food.
the average family of 4, their average weekly shop has gone up about £60.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
£240 a month.
Yeah.
It's gone up.
Yeah.
But your people's pay hasn't gone up. that much.
And it's always cancelled out by tax.
Exactly.
or
And then
other
obviously you
things.
think like mortgage rates have gone up. Mortgage rates are at the highest that they've ever been.
Yeah.
So some people's mortgages have gone up £200, £300, £400, £500 a month.
Yeah.
We're talking like average. We're
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at like your average person here. So you've got a household, a traditional 4-person household, mum, dad, and 2 kids. 4-person household, potentially their monthly outgoing. Nothing else has changed in their life. Their monthly outgoings have increased by £600 plus a month. Their wage hasn't gone up £600 a month more.
Some people haven't even got that as an
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like
No.
like what do people expect? I don't know what like the governments and all these companies expect people to do. Like for instance, like take fuel for example. Fuel's been a massive thing since COVID. Obviously, COVID it was 99p, whatever the fuck it was, and everyone was like, "Yeah, this is amazing." Then it went up to like £2. We were like, why? But then when it was £2, like all the big tyrants were reporting the highest profit they'd ever made, and you're like, hang about a minute. You've got fucking the common person struggling to put fuel in the car,
And these companies,
these companies are reporting billions of profit, and you're like, it's fucking something not. It's like they're doing that to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not right. It's
Yeah,
not
we
right
don't,
at
yeah,
all.
we don't care. We're making money. You've got to have this stuff. You've got to pay for it.
And most
they've
of
got you
it-
over a barrel.
Fuel, I didn't know all the tax and stuff, but fuel there's like the government's tax is something like 40% of it. So if the government actually reduced that down, fuel could be way less
Yeah.
than what it actually is. There's so much tax and then
Yeah,
there's government tax.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
it's like it's three. I don't know. You might
Yeah, because I looked at it and it was like something like, don't quote me, but it was something like a massive 35%, 40% is like VAT.
Yeah.
And then you've got like 40 to 50% or whatever goes to the manufacturer. So like, I don't know, BP or whoever like that. And then like, I don't know, something like 5% of it goes to the actual people selling it.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's one. Do you know where I live? I don't know if you know. There's a little fuel station where I live, and she sells it. She sells fuel pretty cheap. To be fair, she kind of buys it in and kind of sells it at that. Really.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. But
Yeah.
most fuels and some fuel places you go, the prices are so different. That's the one thing I actually hate.
Different counties. If you go to different counties, you'll
counties,
notice different prices.
Hate that different places or like so. Do you know the Shell at Torque? That's like dead expensive. It's
Yeah.
like you're not even a motorway one.
Yeah.
But then you go up the road to like Asda or Morrison's, whatever, and it's like loads less. But then you go like motorways and you're talking almost £2 again. You're like, what? Or you go to London and it's more. Or you go to certain counties. And it's like,
Yeah, even
just fucking
counties.
charge.
fuel, is it?
It's
No, it's the same
fucking
fuel. They're
product.
just charging. Like you fill up in the majority of petrol stations in Staffordshire are cheaper than petrol stations in Cheshire.
Yeah.
Same brands, same companies you go into, but the actual price of the fuel is different.
I think Telford's quite cheap.
Yeah.
Telford's pretty cheap.
I think it's based on their rent, though, isn't it? Like, I think most petrol stations sell the petrol at cost, but they make their money on the products. That's why they've got shops.
Yeah. I've noticed that's obviously
Yeah.
a big trend. They're up at mini supermarkets.
because you've got a shop, haven't you, Tate?
I've got a shop.
Right, we'll promote that later. Okay, now be quiet, yeah. Okay.
So so everything's gone up and people are more money conscious. And again, statistics show that the average person now has less than £80 left in their bank account at the end of a month. Less than £80.
What's that say to you? That says you are literally working to live.
Yep.
You're not living to work.
And none of these, again, the average person is not living anything extreme. They're living in modest houses. Again, we're only talking statistics and averages here. We're talking like driving a modest car, having a relatively modest level of income, not having massive expenses and stuff, not driving expensive car, not going on expensive holidays, that kind of thing. Just living. And they're just working to pay bills and feed themselves, and they're getting nothing left over at the end of a month. There's where's the fairness in that? These people are working hard to get nothing, really, just to pay bills, just to live.
It's why, like, I'm not going to start slating fucking shit I don't fully understand. But that's why the government frustrate me sometimes, because they're not like they're not like us. They don't live in our world, and they've never really lived in our world. Most of them have
So
lived in
the way you word that is they're not common folk.
they're not common
Yeah.
folk.
Yeah.
But they speak for the common folk.
Yeah.
But like you've never been poor. You've never been on the breadline. You've never you don't understand poverty. You just know what it is.
They've not worked 60 hours.
It's a word.
Yeah, it's a word to you. It's
Yeah.
not an actual way of life. Where some people, it's their way of life.
Yeah.
But you're speaking for all these people. But you're like for instance, the fucking chief at the moment, his wife's fucking like billionaire or something, isn't she?
Yeah.
And then
She's worth like $500 million.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you don't know how
Yeah.
these people live. And they're thinking, should I fucking heat my home or should I feed my kid?
Yeah.
And it's like, what
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? You live in your big extravagant house and you have private jets, and everything. There's people that probably never go abroad because they can't afford to. There's people that will never see a private jet. There's people that will never see business class. People that will never
Yeah.
have a brand new car. But you've got a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think what you need to say there really is like when you say afford, like people could go on holiday,
Yeah.
but they'll be in debt.
Yeah.
Like they'll be in debt and they'll be paying it off all year. There's people out there that literally start an account on I can't remember, is it Studio or something like that? Some random catalog thing.
yes.
Is it Studio?
Yes. Yeah.
So they start some plan at the start of the year.
Like Christmas,
and they're
paying off
already
for
planning
Christmas.
for
Yeah,
Christmas
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of the year. And I'm like, how does that even make sense?
It's just
like,
it's just like there's such a disconnect and there's such a difference between government people and like us, let's say.
Yeah.
And it's like you they obviously do speak for us and they get brought into these roles, and I know they know way more about it than we do, but like you're fucking know as
but there's still a massive disconnect as well
is,
between
yeah.
the south and the north.
oh yeah,
Like literally, if you get anywhere even near Birmingham, any like MP with a little bit of money be like, fuck that, I'm going back down south. Do you know what I mean? Because Birmingham onwards, it's just there's no money spent by government at all.
said-
I mean, basically fend for ourselves up here.
We were talking about the national living wage the other day.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 26, isn't it? But then if you take out London, it goes down a fucking lot.
Yeah, so the average salary in the UK is 26,500 when you average it out.
I bet you most people in Stoke are probably on like 21.
Yeah.
If that.
If that.
yeah.
Some people are on like 15, 8.
Some people are on part time, mate.
Yeah.
Part time working in B&M.
It's
Do you
just
know what I mean?
it's just fucking like
And that's not B&M like, oh, I'm trying to get qualifications. That's B&M, I'm living life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't get a job anywhere else. Because been out of work that long, for whatever reason. They've got no qualifications, and it's like, go get a job, mate. It's like, where the fuck do you want me to work? Do you know what I mean?
and there's such a competition for jobs now. There's that many applicants for jobs.
I think what it is now is because the country and the world itself's changing and everything's going more towards technology. There's less. How can I word this without insulting people? Fuck them. There's less low-skilled jobs. So basically, if you've got no skills and all you can do is say hello to someone and breathe in life, there's no jobs out there for you. Like, probably the closest to that I could ever think of would be like call centre, something like that maybe.
Yeah.
Like answer a phone, say hello, what do you want? Okay, sorry, bye. Hang up the
It's
phone.
like I was talking to the other day. I was talking to someone, who's an older person as well, and they were agreeing with me because I think a lot of the older generation, they're like, "Oh, you've got it easy." I'm like, "You fucking not to me, but like younger people now."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You fucking mental." There's way more challenges facing
Yeah.
the younger man, younger woman nowadays.
Challenges and expectations.
Expectations
is a
challenges.
big one.
Like some people never fucking get a house.
Yeah.
It's that many people like, I'm saving for a house. Like, good luck, see you when you're 90.
Yeah.
Because it's that difficult, and mortgage rates, which is obviously mentioned, mortgage rates
Mortgage rates
are
are high.
Like, you're fucking never gonna do. I'm not saying don't keep your hopes and dreams up. Obviously, aspire and everything, but you might have to change your course because that career path might not get you what you want. You might have to change something.
And there's no recipe for success anymore. Like it used to be, like people would look at you and say, okay, well you finish school, you go to college, you go to university, you get a degree, you go into a well-paid job. That's not a guarantee anymymore.
No.
How many uni students? How many degree?
Yeah, we've
I don't know. That work in a
we've had like this. The God's honest truth. When we've advertised for part-time staff here, we've had people with degrees apply for like reception and gym because there's no jobs. And this is a part-time role, and they want to work, but they're not able to get in. They're stuck between.
Yeah.
They don't have the experience, or there's no jobs in the field, or what they've done for their degree has narrowed down their choice of jobs, and they can't get into their chosen field. So then they want to work, so they have to take whatever's available, which is they've dedicated so much of their time to education, and then they can't go and do what they want.
just
It's like I think we've spoken about it before. It's like these people that have gone on and done a degree. Well, why are we not encouraging them to be the next entrepreneurs? Where's the incentive for them to, like, is it Oxford University or one of the American universities?
Oxford's here.
Oxford's in here.
You know about
They made that shit vaccine.
There's one. There's a saying from one of the universities
Harvard.
in America, Harvard.
Harvard or
When,
Yale.
when you finish your degree,
Yeah.
if you can't find a job, you create it.
Yeah.
That's what their philosophy is. You do your degree, you can't find a job you want to do, you go and start your own business. And there's support there to get them out there. We've covered this subject before. You finish A levels and you want to go to university and you can go and get 40, 50 grand to pay for your education over the next 3-4 years. You'll get given that because you're going to pay it back when you start working. But there's no guarantee that you're going to get a job and earn enough money to pay it back. But they'll still give you that money. But you finish your A levels and go to the government or go to the bank and say, right, I want £40,000 because I want to start a company, you get laughed out of the business.
laugh at you.
You ain't getting it.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you can write that off. If you fail, you can write that off. Over so much time. I've been learning
50
off you.
years.
Yeah, you've been
I've been
learning.
learning off you.
But it's, I mean, why are we not encouraging? Like, you look at other countries and they're investing in startups, they're investing in young entrepreneurs, they're investing in businesses.
It seems like the system is almost designed to keep the poor and the rich pocketing. Because knowing anything about tax, the rich don't pay tax.
No.
They get the poor to pay the tax for them.
Yep.
If you come and work for me, you're paying tax. You're paying your tax.
But that
Government- yeah.
corporation that you're working for is
Yeah.
probably paying the bare minimum of
Exactly.
that tax. They will
Yeah.
be.
See, I think this is what people
Don't understand.
don't understand about the
So
system.
This is why I wanted to like touch on the money side. It's not necessarily about like the cost of living. It's about learning about how to use the system for you to your advantage, because the system is there to be used, not abused, but used. These things are in place and companies use them all the time. So we were discussing earlier about like cars, and we were saying about people will get themselves in debt because they want to buy a nice car. They'll take out a bank loan to buy a car. I don't want car finance, I want a bank loan. That's like quite a common thing for people to do.
Interest rates.
Yeah.
Because you typically
Get better interest rates.
interest rate, yeah.
So what you've done is you've gone, say you borrow £20,000 to go and buy a new car because you want to own that, even though you actually don't own it and the bank owns it because you've taken a loan out for it.
But the bank wouldn't, well,
If you don't pay your loan, they're
Yeah.
going to come and take the car away from
Yeah.
you and sell it, and then they'll recover, and then you're still
And
liable
you're
for the
still
loan.
owing the rest
Yeah.
of the
But
money,
in terms of looking at it from a financial point of view, so you borrow £20,000 to buy a car, you're then going to pay a monthly payment and you're going to pay interest on that. So that £20,000 then becomes £25,000,
sometimes more, but yeah.
sometimes more. But your car is only worth 20 grand when you buy it, but you're already £5,000 over what the car's worth. Then as soon as you get in that car and drive it off, you've then just lost another £2,000-3,000. And every single year you own that, that value of that item depreciates. So you're paying, so by the time most people take car finance or a loan over 3 to 5 years, say we take it as 5 years, so you lose £3,000 in depreciation every year, and you've already overpaid for the vehicle because of interest. So you pay 5 grand more. You wouldn't do that with anything else in your life. By the time you've come to pay off the car, you're 3, 6, 9, 12. You've lost 12 grand in depreciation on the value of that car, and it's probably going to be worth next to nothing. It's probably going to be worth a few £1,000s, and you can own it. But then by the time you finish with it, you're going to get rid of it. It's probably you've probably done it, served its purpose. So why put yourself into even more debt? Because you wouldn't go into the supermarket and buy, say, a packet of cereal that's £1 and then pay £1.50 for it. Would you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't do it. You pay £1, it's the price. So why do people pay over?
It's the cost of having something nice. Because they can't, obviously people haven't got 20 grand to go and put down on a car. But it's also you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go and put 20 grand down on a car.
No,
because you
it's a bad use of money.
Like it's a stupid.
Yeah,
Even
it's literally like I give you £20,000 now, and then I say to there's 20 grand, but every year I want you to take 3 grand of it and chuck it out the window.
you'd never do it.
You ain't going to do it.
But then, I mean, some dealerships do 0% interest. Some dealerships do, like for brand new cars. Some will do 0% interest, so you pay nothing more. But obviously, there's obviously a margin on top of the car anyway. But yeah, it's just like that.
But
Things that weren't accessible are now
it's a very
accessible.
British thing to do that, to own it outright, or to get a loan. Like finance is always like car finance is actually quite easy to get because the finance is secured on the vehicle, and then there are a number of different finance. So what people who are sensible financially do, rich people, business people, what they'll do is they will lease. So a vehicle is a depreciation asset. So why would you spend your hard-earned money on something that's going to lose money? You wouldn't invest in a business on the stock market and lose your money.
yeah.
You want to make money.
That's why they buy assets.
That's why they buy appreciating assets.
Houses and
houses go up in value. You know, jewelry, stocks and shares, they tend to go up in value. So why do people spend their hard-earned money, which they work hard for, to buy something that they're going to lose money on? Because, like I say, if you give someone 20 grand and said, there's £20,000, but what when you do is take 3 grand of it and chuck it out the window now, and then every year I'm going to come back to you and you're going to chuck another 3 grand away. No one would do it. They'd think you're fucking mad. So why do people do it? So what smart people do is they pass that depreciation on to someone else. So rich people will not buy depreciating assets. They lease them. Planes, helicopters, boats, cars.
Women.
Women. I'm not
happens,
saying my
mate.
saying.
It
They lease them. They lease them because they're losing value.
Yeah.
They're losing value. Everything loses value. And they're not going to waste their money because they're sensible. That's why they're rich on something that's depreciating in value. Why would someone spend £200,000 on a brand new Bentley if they've got it in their bank account and all that's going to do is lose the money when they can when they can keep that money in the bank and use it to invest or set a business up and make money from it, and they can pay, okay, well, I'll put 10 grand down and then it's 2.5 grand a month to pay for that. And then at the end of 3 years, when I'm fed up of it and it's worth like a fraction of what it was, I'll just give it back and get another one. And everything to do with that car is tax deductible. So they can put it through their business. That's how the rich keep hold of their money. They lease, they're sensible. And there's nothing wrong with owning something, but why would you want to own something that loses money? Why would you not want to own something that's going to make you money? Why not take that 20 grand and go and put it into a house and then maybe rent it out that's going to give you money? Or why not take that 20 grand and put it into a business that's going to potentially make you money? That would be a more sensible option. But people seem to be very...
bougie.
Yeah,
What's it?
very caught
Stunted,
up on
innit?
image. Oh, like how many like young people, like let's say like less than 30, are driving around in brand new cars that are financed, and there's nothing wrong with that because you've got to be earning a certain amount of money to be able to afford it. So it's not to do with affordability, but it's on finance. But that's a depreciating asset, and you still live at home with your mum.
It's
So
basically social catfishing.
social catfishing.
Social catfishing. Trademarking that. Trademarking it.
Timestamp that.
But seriously, social, they're basically saying, oh, yo, look at me. But it's like, I don't care what Close Motors Finance own of yours. Do you know what I mean? I'm not interested. Like, if you drive down the road and it costs you 3 grand to be there,
Yeah.
well done you. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather spend my money on fucking something that's going to make me a bit of money. Do you know what I mean? Hence, I'd rather fucking Fiesta.
Yeah, because that's a tool for you right now.
Yeah.
It's to get you back into to work, to earn money, and then there'll come a point in your life where you'll go, do you know what, I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to get something nice because I can afford it.
Yeah.
But you've got other things as well. That's
Like
not...
you say, when you say afford, it's like, well, like I say, well, I can afford to lease a fucking brand new Beamer. I can
Yeah.
afford to lease. But because I've done this, I'm not leasing it because I want to go, oh, look at me. People fucking look at me that way anyway. I'm fucking massive. But what I'm saying is like, I'll buy something because I like it. I don't
Yeah.
give two fucks what the next
I think
person thinks.
different people value different things, though. Like if you don't value cars,
Do you understand that it's fake?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
So
if you,
it's social catfishing.
but some people, it's their dream to own X car.
My
I'm not
dream,
backing people
yeah.
up, by the way. I'm saying
No, but what I'm saying is, you know how you say it's my dream to own such and such?
Well, to-
If you actually, like, spoke to that person and actually, like, yeah, but tell me why. Oh, because it's a wonderful car. Yeah, but okay then, so I'll put a Hyundai badge on that now. Would you still buy it? No, because it's not a Ferrari. And it's like, so is it more about the car, or is it more about, like, I'll openly say now, there's better looking cars out there than fucking Beamers at the moment. Most people buy Beamers for the status. Like, look at me, I'm a dickhead driver. I don't indicate. Sorry. I don't indicate. Do you know
He
what
does
I mean?
actually indicate.
But,
Too. I'm a good driver.
but what I'm saying is like, there's better looking cars out there now for less money.
Cars are status symbols.
A car is a status symbol.
And I think they always will be status symbols.
There are people like me, for example. I've always been a car person.
Yeah.
And it's about fulfilling a dream and aspirational. I always wanted a particular car. I was as a kid, I loved Porsche 911s.
Porsche 911, yeah.
I loved Porsche 911s. And I wanted one, and all my cars were Porsche 911s. I had pictures of them, and I'd always wanted one. So for me to be in a position where I can achieve that and own that dream car with me, it's got no. I didn't buy it for anybody else.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it to impress guys. I didn't buy it to impress women. I bought it because I wanted it.
You also have a house.
I also, exactly. I also have a
another
business. This, and I also have no car. But I bought it because I wanted it, not for anyone else. My personal enjoyment,
But that was
my
genuine
sense of
as well.
achievement.
Like, when you actually brought it to the gym, it was, you could see that it was genuine. It wasn't like, oh, look at me, like, because in the nicest way possible, the people you surround yourself around don't give two fucks what you earn.
exactly.
They don't care what you earn. They don't care what you drive. They don't care anything. They just care about you as a person. So,
Exactly.
I'm here, mate.
But yes, so many people. You're absolutely right. So like social media has tainted a lot of things for like youngsters, and they think that in order to be popular, in order to be cool, in order to be liked, in order to get them likes on social media, they have to have an A-class Mercedes. They have to be driving around in a BMW. They have to wear this brand. You don't have to do anything.
No.
Like these people that are probably liking your pictures are probably the same people that are slagging you off behind your back. Saying, oh yeah, he's financed up to the eyeballs. He is this, that, and the other. He can't afford to do this.
But do you think that's more of a cultural thing now? Because so to use it as an example, I know it's a much broader place, but if you look at America, it's one of the things I love about America. I hardly ever see designer shit.
They don't care what they wear.
You might go to New York or you might go to Los Angeles. People are wearing Gucci, they're wearing this. Look at me, but in like fucking Texas and that.
Yeah.
Like the richest guys there, you got people that own fucking NFL franchises, and they turn up wearing fucking slippers,
khaki slacks, and a polo shirt.
and it's like, mate, don't fuck with me. I could buy your whole family.
Look at Mark
I could
Cuban.
buy your house.
Look at Mark Cuban. When have you ever seen Mark Cuban wear anything designer?
Exactly.
When have you ever seen him rock up to a meeting with Gucci all over? There
was a guy on Diary of a CEO.
Yep.
There was this. I don't know, but he used to work for Google. I don't know if he was obviously a millionaire. I don't know if he was billionaire, but I know he was fucking millionaire. And he only wore, I don't know what brand it was, but it was like a H&M top and jeans. So do you know that whole thing when someone opens the wardrobe and there's just top? It was like that, and that's all he wears. He's like, why the fuck do I need to wear that? He's like, I've got nothing to prove to anybody. Like I've worked in like the luxury sort of sector, and you found that like the caliber of people, you see like these TikToks like rich and rich.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the rich will come in and they're pleasant, polite. They just wear normal clothes. They don't look it, but they'll go and spend $100,000. And then you see like the
wannabe rich.
Wannabe rich. They'll come in full designer shit.
Yeah.
They speak to you like shit. They won't acknowledge you. And then they'll go in and spend maybe like $5,000.
Yeah.
If that, sometimes they'll just walk out. And you're like, come on. You don't need to prove anything to anybody.
It's this. They're wanting to be something that they're not. They're portraying an image that I'm successful, so I can afford all this. When really, the people that are really successful, they don't have anything to prove to anyone because they know, and their families know
they are.
They know that they're rich. They're the ones that have. They're the ones that have freedom. They're the ones that have the millions in the bank. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. They're very comfortable in themselves. Whereas I think social media, like I say, has changed people's attitudes. Because everyone wants to be popular, everyone wants to be liked. Like I was saying to you earlier, there's loads of like Facebook groups, out there where people are posting, oh, I've seen this hat, what do you think? Well, who cares? Like, if you like it, buy it.
Yeah.
What does it matter what anyone else thinks? Because you're not buying it. So you're buying it for you, or you're buying it to please everyone. And then you buy it because 100 people have said, yeah, it's cool, that is. So you buy it. And what does it matter?
I think we just have like a bit of a stunting culture, which is good in a way, not good in a way. Like, it's good to have aspirations, but also don't get suckered in by someone else's fake lifestyle. Because some people might have a genuine lifestyle where they do own or lease all these things, and they do have these nice houses and do go on these nice holidays.
Yeah.
But there also might be like backstories to these things, and like they're like making out like they're a regular person, and their fucking mum and dad are millionaires. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you're not a regular person, then, are you?
Yeah.
Like, if you've got, you often find that like some of these Instagram famous people, they have got like really wealthy families,
Wealthy parents and
or
stuff,
they've had
yeah.
big loans. I'm not saying that's everyone, and if you have genuinely made your success, even if you've had a loan, but you've made it work, that's fair enough, because some people can't do that.
Yeah.
But but that person started here, whereas you're starting here, so
Yeah.
be realistic about your shit. Whereas I like some people that are genuinely realistic, and they're like, no, my family this, and I've had this, but I've also worked my dick off and made it work. So figure out where your starting point is. Do you know what I mean? Have realistic goals.
And I think it's kind of like, it's one of them. It's great. It's great to have aspirations, and it's great to have wants and desires and to fulfill these things. But you should be doing them for you.
Yeah.
Like, the things that you buy are for self gratification.
Don't put yourself on the breadline for somebody else.
Yeah.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. I'm guilty of it, living month to month and stuff, and I get that.
A lot of people are now, because like, money's hard to come by.
Yeah.
Money's really, really hard to come by.
Don't put yourself even more on that breadline just to please.
To try and impress a
somebody
load of
else.
strangers who
It doesn't
don't really
matter.
care anyway.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
Like, how many? What's do we used to have when we were on the doors? Like, how many weekend millionaires did you used to see when you were a bouncer?
Buying bottles.
Yeah,
Buying
you see them out one
20,
month.
30 quid bottles for like 150
Yeah.
quid.
They come out on the first weekend of payday, and they'd be like splashing the cash and champagne and this that, and the other, and they'd be buying booze and this that, and the other, and then
Come the
you
next
wouldn't-
day going, oh,
you wouldn't see them again.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm all for having fun. Enjoy yourself. If that's what you want to do, and then you want to spend the rest of the month doing nothing, then that's what makes you happy. That's fine, but don't be doing it to impress other people.
So I'm like, you know me, I'm super impulsive with things. Less so now, but like, do you remember that?
Never.
Fuck off, you're not bad. Do you know the Tyson Fury thing?
Yeah.
Do you know when he rings his dad saying, you want to go on holiday? But then he doesn't, because he changes his mind.
Yeah,
I would actually genuinely go and do it. But I think again now. So I'm like, if I want something, I'm like, do I need it?
Yeah.
And then I go, do you really need it? And I'll go on the website and I'll put it in my basket, and then I'll go, no.
Yeah.
I know it sounds dead weird. Some people might be like, oh, I fucking do it all the time. But I might fill my basket up and then go, nah, close the tab and just go off it.
Yeah,
So I'm like, do I really need it? Do I really want it? No, probably not. Will I use it? Probably fucking not.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, do you know what I mean? And I know my values have shifted now from.
That's how
learning.
you've dealt with your little
Yeah.
bit of craziness.
He's learning. He's
Mine are
learning.
I've gone from things to experiences now. I think I'd rather die with a head full of memories than a fucking room full of assets.
I think when you die, it don't really matter either way, mate.
No,
Well,
but I think it's
I
one of
would
them. It's a
rather die
case
with-
of, like, if you had a choice between a 40 grand car,
Yeah.
but going on 4 amazing holidays, which you would never expect, what are you going to choose? Take the experience, because you can have that car anytime.
So I mean,
Or you might never get that opportunity.
think
You're never
life-
going to get
yeah.
time back.
Life's about
an
memories.
experience. Yeah.
I think I wouldn't want all my memories be sitting in my fucking financed car, which I got rid of mine, but sitting
Yeah.
in my financed car,
Yeah.
being a dickhead. I'd rather go, I've been to this place, I've been to this place,
Yeah.
I've been to this place.
Yeah.
That's
I think it's more priorities in it, and people
Yeah,
need to put
100%.
priorities in place.
It's
If
a
you
case-
can, if you can afford nice things, get nice things.
Yeah, if you can genuinely afford it, like, no one's saying don't buy nice things, don't treat yourself.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
people, like
Do treat
people,
yourself, yeah.
people work hard, treat yourself, but
Yeah.
treat yourself to what you want.
Yeah.
What you want to do. If you want to go on holiday, save up and go on holiday. If you want to, if your thing is having a nice car, if you don't drink and smoke and do drugs and go out of it, but you're really into your cars and that's your pleasure, then do it.
Yeah.
Buy it. Be sensible about it, though. Be sensible about it. Don't do it because you're trying to please someone else. Learn how to manage your money. Learn how to budget.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I
not
think
taught enough, is
people don't know how to do. They don't know about money management. They don't know how to budget.
Yeah, it's like you've just said, weekend millionaires. You know, potentially people do that for a car or an outfit or a fucking, I don't know, they're seeing some random fucking man or woman or whatever and trying to impress. Fucking credit cards are fucking getting maxed out, all this sort of shit.
The worst thing.
Yeah, and you sort of sit there and think, yeah, but what if you actually gain from that?
Yeah,
Nothing.
it's like I used to use a method when I was working and I wanted to have things and this that, and the other. I'd use like a real world like method to assess my finances. So if I was looking to get a car, for example, and I was wanting to get like maybe finance or a loan or whatever, I'd weigh up the options and say, how much is that going to cost? How much does that cost me? How much is it going to cost me to run it? Because it's not just the buying of the vehicle and the paying the finance. You've got to insure it. You've got to maintain it. You know, you've got to service it. You've got to tax it. You've got to do all those things to it. So how much is that going to cost? What does that cost come to? Okay, it's X amount of money. Okay, how many hours a week do I work or
to
pay for that?
Yeah.
And if it was more than, like, say, a week, I'm working like a whole week, more than a week, like I'd had to work 10 days or whatever just to pay for something which I'm going to use to get back into to work in. I'd be like, well, that's a terrible use of my money.
Yeah.
And we were saying before about, obviously, it's one thing going, yeah, I can afford 500 quid a month. And yeah, I can afford the £100 on insurance, maybe even more now, because insurance is fucking astronomical. And then the road tax. But then you're like, okay, I can afford that. And that, with all my bills and everything, that leaves me £300 a month. What if that month your fucking tyre goes, something goes wrong on the car, and that's your only form of transport? You haven't got the expendable cash. If you've got savings, okay, you've got a buffer. But if you haven't, because a lot of people don't
Most
have
people
savings
don't
now,
have savings, they haven't got a
then
backup
that
fund.
car goes down, what are you going to do?
Because you rely on that car to get back into to work as well. That's the other thing. Most people, their car is their main mode of transport to get them back into to enable them to earn money. So if you then don't have the money to keep that car on the road, you're then not going to be able to earn any money, which means you just then fall into a cycle where you're never going to get out of.
But then how sad is it that it's people are willing to make them sacrifices? Like, for example, I don't know, they get £1,500 a month. They're willing to spend for the upkeep, the actual car, the upkeep, the insurance, all these things, fuel, whatever. They're actually willing to starve or potentially, push back plans or whatever
Just to
do that. And it's like, imagine if you actually put them sacrifices into making fucking money. Like, you'd kill it.
That willingness.
That willing, do you know what? I won't eat for the next 3 days, but because I'm saving £500 to put into a business. Or do I just put it into fucking shells,
priorities,
fucking
isn't it?
back pocket because I need to buy fuel?
Yeah, I think it is about priorities. Like, people are very, I think they're caught up on material things when there is more to life than material things. Like, take some money and invest it in yourself.
Yeah.
Invest it in a gym membership. Invest it in looking after yourself. Invest it in good quality nutritional food. That's the best investment you'll ever make. It's all about longevity.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of time to have nice things, to earn more money. But you're not going to earn more money if you're sick. You're not going to earn more money if you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so invest in yourself.
Yeah. Well, it's not a rush, is it?
No, it's not a race.
Yeah.
No, you do things when, it's like we've said before, like about like cars.
Yeah.
I was 40 years old before I could afford my first brand new car.
Yeah. And then it took you to what? Pensionable age until you could afford the Porsche. And now you've got the Porsche at pensionable age.
Exactly.
And his,
I still got
his
one.
pension covers the fuel.
He's doing well, isn't he?
He's fucking killing it.
But do you know what I mean? But there's like 21-year-old, 22-year-olds who've got brand new cars.
Yeah.
They've financed,
Yeah.
but they've got brand new cars.
But that's the time to save money.
Exactly.
And when I mean save
It's when
money,
you've got
I
the
don't mean-
least
Yeah.
responsibilities in your life.
Of course. And I don't mean save money as in save it for the rest of your life, like take it with you. What I mean is like literally have a plan. So I need 10 grand to make fucking however much, put it on stock market, whatever you're going to do with it, invest it, and then crack on with your life. Just say, do you know what? Out of that 10 grand, I'm going to take 2 grand.
Tell you what,
and have a holiday.
the best advice I would ever give anyone is to have a contingency plan, because nothing is guaranteed. Your job that you're in right now might not be guaranteed. Yeah, your company might close down like that. They might decide to get rid of you. They might need to have cutbacks and this and the other. And most people, as I say, only have a living paycheck to paycheck. They don't even have £80 a month left at the end in their bank.
Yeah.
So rather than financing yourself to start with, if you're just starting out on your career, you can have, yes, you can afford nice things and this and that, but why not make a sensible decision and have a contingency plan? Why not have 6 months worth of your salary sat in the bank as a backup plan, just in case?
I mean, on the flip side of that, some people can't fucking, as in, and that's not because they've got crazy outgoings. It's just because their job doesn't allow them to save anything because rent's gone up, like bills are going up, food's going up. Like some people are in a position now where if you said that to them, they'd be like, "How am I fucking supposed to do that?"
Yeah, but you say that.
You know what I mean?
But then you assess someone. You sit down and analyze someone's finances.
True.
Yeah.
And
You smoke
I
fucking 100 pints a
guarantee.
day.
Yeah,
I
think-
guarantee
yeah, it's done.
anyone that says to me, "I don't have enough money to save," I say, "Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Come in, bring your bank statements. Let's go through them." And I guarantee, I can find areas where you could save a little bit of money.
Do you know what?
Whether it's not buying a Starbucks every day, whether it's not buying that vape.
I would challenge, because I've done this before, and you shock yourself. So I know that some people, if you give someone £100 in cash and you put someone £100 on card, that cash usually lasts a bit longer because it's visible, it's tangible. You see it going, you're like, oh, I don't want to fucking break into that 20. But if you go through all your bank statements for a month and just write down every tappable expense you've done, you'll be fucking
Yeah,
shocked. Mortified. Because some, like, if you got money, I can go and tap like 300-400 quid in a weekend. But on the flip side of that, if I've not got that, then I don't do it.
And if
Do
you
you know
had
what I mean? Or it's in cash.
if you had 400 quid in your hands, you definitely
I'd
wouldn't
be like,
be.
hold on to it for way longer.
Be more
It's
conscious
tangible,
about
isn't
what
it?
you
Where it's
spend,
tap,
yeah.
tap. People, there's some people out there that like, genuinely like, oh, I don't feel like I'm spending anything. What are you
Yeah.
fucking on about?
It's money still. That's
Fucking-
that's the mentality that they've got now. They're
it's
not
not your money.
spending anything. They
Yeah.
don't see it as money. It's electronic, and we've discussed it before about not going to a cashless society because one, your money is not real. It's not a tangible thing that's in your hand, and it can be taken away from you and frozen and removed from you at any point if it's all electronic. And two, you become very blasé with it because you're not physically seeing cash.
tap.
You just tap here, tap there, tap that, and then before you know it, you check your bank account. Fucking hell, I spent 100 quid today. What the hell have I done?
Anybody that's got a Monzo, it gives you anytime you spend I think you've got Monzo. It'll tell you as soon as you spend something. It's like you spent this much.
Yeah.
Tap it. You spent this much today.
And it tells you each week you
Yeah.
spent less money this week than last week.
If you go on holiday, it gives you a summary on your holiday. I don't know if you've ever used it on holiday, but obviously Monzo you can use on holiday and you'll get charged. But like obviously when I've gone away and stuff, and you just tap, and it'll give you a fucking summary, and you're like, don't fucking do
wanna
that to
know.
me. I don't want to know how much I've spent on my week holiday or my 4 days holiday.
Have an experiment. Like anyone that's watching it, if you're feeling that you're working to live right now and that your money is not stretching as far, the first thing to do is one, analyze your bank statements, because I bet most people don't analyze the bank statements. Analyze your bank statements and see where your money is going, what you're actually spending it on. There's a guarantee that you're probably paying like a Netflix and a Prime, and then these all add up. And how much do you actually use them? What you're spending your money on? How many times a week are you going for Starbucks? How many times are you nipping in for a burger? You know, in McDonald's or whatever. You know, when there's better options, there's more cost-effective options. That's the first thing to do. The second thing is have an experiment. Have a week. So when you know how much your expenses are for the week, the next week, go and take that money out. Go and draw it out of the cash machine, and have say £150 in your purse or in your wallet, and then see what your spending habits are like when you're actually physically handing over money and getting it back, and see if you can change it that way. Just have an experiment.
Go free. Not just that, do the cash thing because that's a good thing. Like if you want to budget better, leave obviously whatever you need in your bank for your bills and all that shit, but then take the money out then, because then you'll be like, oh, some people might just fucking might just blow it on and fucking drum kit or something, but also like you'll see it better.
Yeah.
Also, go through your statements more, because you might have a direct debit that you've forgotten about that's taking 1, 2, 10, £15 a month off you, and you're like, what the fuck they've been taking? And you're like, shit, or a gym membership that you forgot to cancel.
Yeah.
You completely forgot to cancel. Go through everything. Like, just go through it, check all your direct debits, cancel the shit that you don't need. Because there might be like, you might be losing like 30, 40 quid a month.
Because I tell you what,
That's
like most
£440,
people,
£80 a year.
most people probably won't analyse their bank statement to know what's coming in and what's going out on a monthly basis. But I guarantee they will analyse their payslip every month, and they will know if they're underpaid or overpaid, because they'll look at it and they'll go, well, I know I worked this many hours and I'm owed this amount of money. They'll be on top of that.
So if you don't check your statements, And say you have got one of those little David Ebbs or little scammers managed to get in from somewhere and is taking a couple of pound here, a couple of pound there off you. It's like, what you fucking doing?
Curving subscriptions on your
but
Apple Pay, that's
all
another
this
one, isn't
sort of
it?
Shit. Just go through it and just be like, oh, fucking hell. You might save yourself a couple £100 a year. Do you know what I mean? Just
people
go
don't see that,
through
do
it.
they?
Just go through it. Like, it's
Not
your
as-
money.
Yeah, they're not as stringent.
It's just-
You should be as stringent with £1 as they are £100.
Yeah. Like,
It should
it's
be.
only a quid. Yeah, but like, that's fucking 12 quid a year. Do you know what I mean? The 20 It's not adding up. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking 100 quid pretty quick.
Money is, right now, money is hard to come by. People are working very, very hard to earn a living, and everything is costing them more money. So why would you not be more organised with your finances and know exactly, if money is so precious right now and hard to come by, and people are working hard to earn money, why would you not be so on the point with your finances that you should know where every penny is going at all times? Because like I say, you would be with your wages. If your payslip comes through at the end of the month and you've done 20 hours overtime and it's not in there, you fucking know about it, and you're straight on the phone to HR. Right, my wages are wrong. I'm owed this amount of money, this, that, and the other.
Up HR, man.
Not dear boy.
HR, they don't work for you. Remember that.
Well, yeah, just go through your shit. Just check your statements and don't just be tap happy, because you'd be shocked at how quickly. Because you're like, oh, it's only £3. It's only £2. It's only 6-7 quid.
Yeah, but there's 10 of them.
But then you're like, that's 60 quid then. That's £100 then. Do you know what I mean? Some people might spend like 500 quid on like miscellaneous products, and they're like, fucking hell, I didn't even realise that. So just go through and like genuinely look through your statements. Look
Money
through your
advice from the gym bros.
Yeah.
We do it all.
We do everything. We do.
Training, emotional support,
HR.
HR,
Realism.
coaching, realism,
Yeah.
financial advice.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we can't do? What do
No.
you need to do?
No.
No,
No, there's nothing we can't
oh, there's
do.
nothing. No, we're
nothing.
pretty skilled people, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
We've even got a translator.
we've even got a translator.
You can talk now.
You can't tell he's got no
He
money.
hasn't got a bike. He took his bike
Oh, yeah.
off him.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Please like, comment, and subscribe.